Hi, Robbie here. It's another Thursday morning, and I'm sitting out here in the garden listening to the guy across the street blowing leaves out of his driveway. Um, According to the current news, there's a lot more blowing leaves and stuff like that going on in Florida this morning. Yesterday, a hurricane swept through central Florida, causing a lot of damage and mayhem and problems that are going to take a long time to clean up afterward. A lot of people are thinking or suggesting that the the current wave of hurricanes and other weather disasters afflicting the whole world are a sign of climate changing, and we better do something about climate changing. I'm not so sure that that all the evidence is in. I'm no expert in the weather, and I'm thinking that climate our climate probably is changing. There's a lot of evidence suggesting that, but whatever the change is, I'm still on the fence about is it a is it a short term change that's going to balances itself out in a short amount of time, and we don't really need to do anything about it except to clean up the mess every once in a while, or is it a sign of long term change going on, and we better do something about it now to make sure that the change doesn't get worse or get out of hand, out of control, and beyond repair. Uh, all the evidence hasn't come in yet, I'm sure, and if it does, I'll probably not be the first one to hear about it. But I'm inclined to think that we ought to be cautious and be optimistic about what's going on with the climate and with the weather disasters around the world. I think we ought to find some things that we can do to make things better and try to calm down the changes that are happening. If we can find something like that, I think we ought to do it. We ought to pursue some kind of remedies and hope that they're good. I think we ought to anticipate the worst and try to prevent the worst from happening, and then hope for the best. That's what I think we ought to do about the weather and hurricanes like the one that swept through Florida yesterday. Well, that's what I'm thinking about now. The news reports on social media and TV and magazines and newspapers, it's just overwhelming right now. Hope it'll calm down and spur people to take some kind of action. That's what I'm thinking about right now. And I'll talk with you again next Thursday.